Today is a special video. I think I've been plotting it out in my head for a long time. I've actually done these little clips and sent them to other people before to try to explain the things I'm going to try to explain to you today. Basically, this is simplified black hair care for white mamas. So I'm in a lot of groups with other transracial adoption families or foster parents. Basically, white people have no idea how to take care of black hair. Now, I am no expert, and I want to say that there's going to be a million different views on this, and I'm always up for learning. I love when I get to learn new things. Like, we go to a black church, and I have friends there that teach me things, and I have other foster parent friends that have taught me things. I have girls that I've fostered that have taught me things, and I just want to basically give you some simple tips that I am just going to put all together in one video, so that every time I end up private messaging with somebody, I can just send them this video instead of having to type it all out and re-film little clips to show them what I'm talking about. Basically, how to wash, maintain, and do a very simple, basic protective style in black hair. A nice, full, beautiful head of hair. Ruby has gorgeous, healthy, thick hair that tangles very easily. So it can just, if left to its own devices, it will just absolutely mat up. And so it cannot be left to its own devices, and it must be tamed. But we only use natural products. Try to look for things that do not have like propylene, they don't have, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like oil-based products in them, like mineral oil, baby oil, that type of stuff is not natural, and it's not really good for skin or hair. So basically, I wash her hair once a week. So that's wash day. It's usually on a Friday night or Saturday morning, and then I style her hair on a Saturday night, which right now it's Saturday, 4 o'clock. So her hair actually got washed in the shower at the YMCA after she went swimming on Friday. So it's actually been, a whole, over a day, over 24 hours since I washed it. So I wash it. This is what I use currently. I've used a lot of different products, but this is what we're using currently. I like Carol's Daughter because it's actually a black-owned company, so I like to support that. It's a sulfate-free shampoo by Carol's Daughter, and it's you need a very little amount of this. It foams up so much, and you don't want to strip black hair. You don't want to just douse it in shampoo. And if you have like a little toddler and you need to wash their hair more often, you just use as little shampoo as possible. You can even wash their hair with conditioner and get out the dirt that way, because it just strips their hair down so much. So you be careful with that. Then I've got the black vanilla conditioner, which is actually there's half as much left in this bottle compared to this. That's how much I use of this conditioner. So I wash her hair with a little bit of shampoo deep into the scalp. I make sure to massage that scalp to get any loose bits of skin or product out of her hair. And then I just lather it up in a ton of conditioner and really get those ends nice and conditioned, and then rinse it out. And then she, continues with her bath or shower, and then hops out, and we detangle. This is the most important step to do when your hair is wet, because it is so much easier to detangle wet hair, clean, wet, conditioned hair, than it is to detangle dry hair. So this is leave-in conditioner. This stuff is gold. You can get it on Amazon. It is amazing. I go through a bottle a month of this stuff. It is amazing. I use it right after, like I said, when I'm detangling. So like on Friday when I detangled, I used this, and then I'll use it again today to kind of re-wet her hair, but wet it with conditioner, not with water. And I'll tell you why in a minute. So after I have used this stuff, I'm gonna bust out with a comb. This was given to me by a lady at church, actually. She says these are great. So I've got this one, and then I've got this amazing brush right here that I got on Amazon. This is gold. You need one of these. You need one of these. You need one of these. $10, best $10 of your life. And while it's wet and well conditioned, I'll lather up my hands, I'll rub it through, and then I'll work out any big knots with my fingers or with this. Then I'll come along with this, and I'll brush it out starting at the ends, working my way up, because you don't want to just rip out their hair by starting at the top, bottom, there. And when it's wet, it will form these beautiful, luxurious curls when it's nice and wet and tangle free. And then I will just loosely part it into 4 pieces. So one on this side, bottom, top, one on this side on the bottom, one on this side, and one on this side. And I will just do a braid with a soft ponytail at the end. So she's got 4 pigtail braids. The point of this is that this is a very easy, quick, protective style to last her until I can style it, because I could do wash and style all at once, and I used to when her hair was shorter, but I've been doing more complicated styles lately that take a lot more time, and both of us just get exhausted, so it's just better to do that. And plus, if I leave her hair in those 4 braids, it will dry without me having to blow dry it by 24 hours later, because they're really loose. If they were tight, it would not dry. Her scalp would stay wet, and that would be very bad for her skin. So, but the real loose braids, they'll dry and they won't tangle, which is great. So it's pretty tangle free right now, which is, even though it looks really, it's curly, but it's very few tangles in it. So anyways, that's the protective style. She'll go to sleep. She sleeps in a satin cap every single night, no matter what style's in her hair. It protects her hair. It keeps it clean. Could you guys close the door, please? So she has her protective cap on. Next day, her hair is dry right now. Now you can style wet hair. There's no reason why you can't. Awesome, you lost a tooth, buddy. That's so cool. Go get a bag for it. But you've got a couple of reasons why you wouldn't want to do that. One is, like I said, her skin can stay, her scalp can stay wet. And if you're in a really humid climate, then that's not going to be good, because you don't want wetness on your skin like that. You want it dry. And if it's really cold, it'd be really uncomfortable. So I do have a blow dryer, and if I know it's not going to be dry, or if I'm going to style it right then and I want to style it dry, then I'll blow dry her hair. But you can style it wet. You absolutely can. I've done it many times. And then just blow dry it afterwards too, and that will work. But the reason that most people do not style black hair when it's wet is that you get a lot of shrinkage. And what that means is your braid might seem like it's like this long, but as it dries, it creeps up, and then it curves all funky, and you have this like wiggly braid that goes all crazy, or it looks like Pippi Longstocking like that. So if you want it to be, you know, the braids to do what you want them to do, or the twist, then you would start with dry hair, and it will look a lot better. So that's what we're gonna do. Today I'm gonna do something that I used to do all the time with her, and it's her favorite, right, Ruby? Because it's quick and easy, is just basic box twists, okay? Very, very simple, and this is what every foster parent, every adoptive mom of a black child should know how to do. Twists. They're not rocket science. They're very easy, and they look really good. And I want to show you how to do them so that you can do them too. So first thing that when I do her hair, I start by parting first. So I pick a place, however I'm gonna do it in my head. I think, am I gonna do, you know, a middle part? Am I gonna do the lines going in a circle? Am I gonna do them, you know, if you've looked a lot at different black hairstyles, you can see there's like a bazillion things you can do, but like I said, I'm gonna stick with simple. So we're gonna part down the middle, so then I already have a middle part almost done perfectly. So I'm gonna start with that. And oh, I forgot to show you something else. This, you will not need it for detangling, but you will need it for styling. And this is called a rat tail comb, which is great. I use this end for parting. You could use any comb. Sorry, this end. But this thing is great for I don't really part with this, but I line up parts across her head. So if I'm trying to make sure that it's straight from here to here, then I'll just lightly go like that, pull it up, and then I clean up my edge with the edge of this. And you have to be careful so it's not like hurting her head, and be really gentle with it. And very gentle with this end, but it does help you to get a straight, to make sure that you're lining up everything right, and very helpful. Like I said, I'll use this for moisturizing. I use Lush R&B, which is, you have to ask them for it there. It's like kind of like a leave-in conditioner. This to, especially for my ends, to make them nice, and if they're starting to get fuzzy, then I use this on the end. And then I use this for like the, if I'm doing like cornrows or anything with the edges of her hair, it's called curl defining butter. This stuff is like got some wax in it, so it's like it makes stuff stick where you want it to stick, but it can leave a lot of like residue in her hair, like when it dries, like it kind of like powdery stuff. I don't like that, so I don't heavily use that. But I also don't have the neatest, most beautiful edges at church at all. But her hair looks decent, so that's and it's healthy, and that's my goal. So yeah, so this is my tool to start with. Head back, please. Ruby hates parting, which is, you know, justifiable because it's not comfortable, and she's tender-headed. But we started when she was a baby. I would give her lollipops. And then iPads, and she can have an iPad whenever I do her hair, but she usually doesn't want to look at one. She'd rather just sit and be still while I do it, and that's up to her. Do you want an iPad today?
No.
Okay. She asked me to do twists today, and I thought, well, if I'm going to do twists today, if I'm going to do simple twists, then I'm going to do the video that I've been planning to do for a while, so I can show other people how to do simple twists. We've been trying to do fancy stuff at church before church because there's so many girls with like really awesome looking hair. So when I'm parting, I'll use like scrunchies or alligator clips to hold the hair back that I'm not using. So I'm only going to work on her right side. So I've put a scrunchie to hold the left side, and then I'll have her turn and face that way, please. And then I'll part off one piece and then throw all the rest of it in another scrunchie. Where'd my comb go? So it's funny, when Ruby was a baby, she didn't have any hair. Did you, Ruby?
Yes.
None, like almost none, until you were like 8 months old. So I actually had could you sit up please? A foster placement of a little girl who was 4. Her name was Dariana. She was adorable, and she came, and I had no idea how to do anything, but I had taken a few classes for how to do black hair because I had a black baby, but I didn't need to do her hair yet because she was a baby and hardly had any hair. Okay, so I just parted off one small section that I'm going to do the first twist with, and then I'm putting a band to hold this stuff. So I've got the section, it's about this big. So these are, you know, pretty big. I'm going to lather it up with some of this leave-in conditioner. I need your head like that. Thank you. And I just kind of finger comb it. Like I said, it's not tangly, so there's like a few little, just, not even really tangles, just where the hair's not lining up. So I get that. And then, can you guys close the door again, please? Hey children, close the door. Those are all the kids are in there playing. And they get loud. So like I said, this brush will go through hair like butter. It's amazing. It was another like foster adoptive mom who told me about this brush, and I was like, no way could it be that. No, wait, it wasn't. This was on one of the black hair blogs that I follow. It's about natural hair, and it's one of the recommended products. That's where I found it. So when she was a toddler, I would only use these things. They are stretchy, totally non-damaging hair ties. I do still use them, but right now I do not have enough to do her hair today. And because they're like really kind of little kiddish looking when they're in her hair, and she's getting older, we do more of little bands. And also when I'm gonna do beads and stuff, you don't want to see them. So these are black, actually rubber bands. Now I was told don't use these, they tear hair, yada yada yada. I have not found that to be the case. I get very little breakage from these. You can buy these little ones, which are plastic and not rubber, and supposed to be less damaging, but they break all the time and they do not stay in the hair. And Ruby even complains, right, because they're always breaking and you're having to clean them up everywhere. It's ridiculous. So these are actually strong, and so I'll put so it's detangled, it's all straightened, I mean straightened as it is, and then it's nice and moisturized. I'm going to put in my first band. So I got a kind of little ponytail here. You see? And then I'm gonna give it another swipe with the brush just to make sure, because that hair will just immediately kink right up. And I'm gonna show you how to do a twist. I really would like to get it closer to show you. So I'm gonna get a kid to hold it. All right, so I've got two, I have the rubber band in there. I've just split it into 2 even pieces. Now, this is a trick. Nobody even taught me this, but I figured it out. If you take your fingers and roll the 2 pieces counterclockwise, so roll, 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 roll. I just roll them up until I get these 2 twists like that. So I've got 2 twists. They're rolling the same way, right? Now, take your twists and roll them together the opposite direction. So clockwise, roll them together. You will have beautiful, defined twists. I could not find a video on how to actually do this. Nobody explained it. This I found on my own, so I thought I'd make it easy for you. I might take the end of this comb because it's already started to tangle at the end. And then, remember this stuff I told you about? I will put a little bit of this in the end. And then I can throw a rubber band on this right now and then come back later and put some beads on it, which will be super cute. So yeah, it's counterclockwise and clockwise. And that is how you do a twist. Super fast, super easy, and her hair will stay almost that size. Now, if it was wet when I did this, it would puff out a little bit as it dried, but it will stay like this. And it will last for a week. She'll get a little bit fuzzy around here, and I can take this right here that I showed you, the edge stuff that I use, and kind of touch that up. And actually, a trick that I found for getting her edges in a little better is taking this toothbrush and just brushing it, a clean, brand new toothbrush, of course, and just kind of making those edges behave themselves. Go where you're supposed to go. So that is what I do with that. So we've got I'm working on the 3rd one. See how nice and clean her parting is. This comb is amazing. I super like it. Okay, half of her head is now done in the twists. And we're gonna do it. Ruby, show off your hair. All done. So I want to show you real quick. So the ends are just little black bands, but I could easily put beads in them, which I'll actually do in the morning before church. But I wanted to show you how to put a barrette in, which you don't just, clip it straight on. You actually want to wrap it around the hair, which I just realized since I am holding my phone, I can't show you. Like this, wrap it around the hair and then close your barrette.
I love cupcakes, I love bananas. I love my hair sometimes.
Sometimes? When do you love your hair? When it's really cute?
Yes.
Turn to me, let me see, I want to see the front. Cute.
Sometimes I want my hair done, but not all the time.
Yeah, which is why we do fast twists, right? When you're just like, give me something fast, mama.
So look at the camera. And then everybody, let's go!